the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we're here today to look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment, and if we want to see things change, we do need to shift and change that energy within, and hopefully my readings give you the insight that you need to be able to do that in your life. My goal is that you likely come here wondering about a twin flame connection, a relationship, something like that, and you leave with a lot of information that gives you more awareness about your finances and your job and your passions and, you know, your hopes and fears and doubts, because it's not just about another person. Hopefully it's really more about what's going on within you. So let's get started. I have done the typical 4-deck thing. We're going to do the Divine Tune-In. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I have gotten to this. Things are still pretty crazy for me financially. Having to drive around, try to figure things out. It's been really challenging. And I've also recently found out that I'm having some underlying health issues that are seriously impacting my ability to perform at my best level, like at work and in other ways. So the fatigue is real and it's not my fault. And kind of realizing that has been a bit helpful, but it's also frustrating because I live in the US and we don't have healthcare, and I don't have healthcare and haven't had healthcare in like 10 years. So it's now caused a lot of problems, and now I get to fix that too. So love it here. Can't wait to get out as soon as I possibly can. I'm thinking Tangier. I'm really interested in Tangier. But yeah, there's some financial obstacles to that as well. So, all right, let's get started. We are going to look at the feminine energy first, because I was leaning towards masculine, felt like I'm like a hesitancy. So we'll wait to get there. But remember, the feminine energy is also the feminine energy within your person. It's not just feminine identifying gender. So it's just as important and vital as masculine energy in order for you to get the full perspective. I feel like my lighting is a bit intense. Let's bring it down a notch. There we go. Okay. So how is divine feminine thinking and feeling right now, just in general? The first thing that's coming up for her is the Hermit card, which is in reverse. We're using the Ethereal Visions Tarot. And the Two of Wands also in reverse here, but coming from the Fountain Tarot, which is probably one of my favorite decks, I think. Divine Feminine. I don't want to be alone anymore, and I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. God. So I think at this point, Divine Feminine has felt like she has done enough of this work that she needed to do on her own. Like, this is a period of time that people do need to go through in a connection, where you have time and space so that you can go within, find your motivation, which is the light that guides you, find what lights you up, and then follow that path where you want to go. And I feel that the Divine Feminine energy has given sufficient time and focus to what makes her tick, what motivates her, what moves her, what she hopes for, what she wishes for. And she's been in the energy of being alone in order to figure that out. And we're good. The restlessness of the Two of Wands exaggerated by the Aries season, by the Aries eclipse we've got going on. She's like over it. She doesn't want to be alone anymore, waiting for her paths to cross with this masculine energy. She just feels like, she's not going to make any more plans, no more strategies. She's not like thinking about, I could do this, or maybe I could do that, or, I could post this on my stories or that on my stories, or I could, send a message through a friend, or I could call somebody, or I could, there's no more plans to be had. Nothing left for her to do. She's put it into the hands of the supreme power. And she's like, I'm not going to walk this path alone anymore. And I'm surrendering it. And it's like, if you have an intention, higher self, for me to be with this one particular person, that's great. Then make it happen. But I refuse to walk alone anymore. I'm going to find a way to be in some kind of like a community group of people. It doesn't even have to be into a relationship, although for some that may be what it means. But I'm just not willing to do this alone anymore. I'm really wanting to have the support that I need, which I'm really glad that there is that acknowledgement of that emotional side of self, like really needing that support and looking for it, seeking it outside of self, and not trying to just handle everything on your own anymore. There's times when seeking something outside of self is okay, and this would be one of them. Underlying all her thoughts and decisions, we have the Hanged Man energy and the Judgment card. So I feel that while she's been waiting, while she's been suspended, which remember is a voluntary position, the Hanged Man card is not the card about somebody who has been like, punished and they're being, put out of business by a higher power, like it would be if you were in that actual situation. This is somebody who has gone and tied themselves into a different position so that they can take a look at how things look from this other perspective. And so it's a voluntary move. It's like it's the equivalent of somebody saying to me, I'm waiting for my person to do something, and then being upset or angry that they have to wait for their person, when in fact the anger is really something that might be a bit self-directed at being willing to wait for a person to do something. So it's kind of like that sort of a perspective shift. The Judgment card is about forgiveness, reconciliation, awakening. It's interesting because if we looked at the Hanged Man as a sort of kind of ending your life thing, we would look like Judgment as that what happens after that's happened, and you get assessed as to which direction you're going to go in, up or down, right? So these cards coming out together is sort of a metaphor for that. It's like I've ended the way my life was, and I'm awakening to what comes after that, having stayed and waited for things to happen energy. So the first thing that's on her mind today is the Ten of Pentacles, and oh my God, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so I've already done the TikTok readings, although I haven't posted them yet, and I pulled the Ten of Pentacles as the second card in the Divine Feminine's reading, and when I was shuffling this deck at the beginning of the shuffle, I saw the Ten of Pentacles come out, this deck's Ten of Pentacles, and I thought, oh wow, this card came out in today's reading. Did not see, because when I shuffle, I keep them face down, and then I look at them, unless one of them flips over when I'm shuffling. I don't look at them until I read them to you. But I thought to myself, oh, that card came out, and lo and behold, it's here. So what is the first thing on Divine Feminine's mind right now? Money, family, abundance, prosperity, growth, material happiness, material fulfillment, all of those things coming together. And what's really interesting is these two decks that I chose. Now, I've had four decks on my desk for the past couple of weeks, and I've been using those decks regularly for readings. And then today I just decided I wanted to change out all of my decks, so I got four different ones and chose these two for the feminine. Now, sometimes actually I will use these for the masculine energy, so it's not even a guarantee that I would have pulled these for the feminine. But what's very, very interesting is that in all of these, in these two Ten of Pentacles cards, which I have over 50 decks, so I literally could have picked any deck, there's no feminine in the picture of the material fulfillment or happiness. There is this patriarchal kind of a figure, and then there's this sort of androgynous individual that could be a masculine or a feminine, honestly. And then a dog. So I think it's interesting because I think what that's saying is the feminine is determined to find happiness on her own, but not alone, right? Because there is this idea that the family that is around her, the friends that she chooses, your chosen family too, not just your biological family, but your chosen family, she's seeking to really be grateful or appreciative of what she has right now, surrounded by all of these others that are in her community, but not necessarily fixated any longer on this relationship as the sole source of material fulfillment. Does she want the relationship? Yeah, I believe so. Does she need it? Not anymore. And I think that's a pretty significant shift for her. And I predict that it will cause some movement in the connection, because it's taking pressure off of the masculine energy to do something that he is by no means required to do, which is to bring someone their happiness or fulfillment. So she's no longer requiring masculine energy to do this. What's going on in the current energy is the Knight of Pentacles, clarified by the Lover's card in reverse. So love is just moving too slowly. Companionship and relationship, it's seeming like there's almost no movement. The movement is barely perceptible for her. Rather than stay fixated or focused on this, though, I think she's taking her attention off of it. She is maybe feeling that the love that she had is maybe not as solid and reliable as she had hoped at times, but I honestly don't feel like that's an overwhelming feeling. For me right now, it's just sort of like, I can't wait all day for this love relationship to arrive, this, traditional coming together type of energy, union energy, whatever it is. I just can't keep waiting for that anymore. I need to find my happiness in this present moment now, in the consistency and stability that I bring in, the solid, reliable energy that I bring in. Whether the person that I'm in love with chooses to do that or not, I don't have control over that, and I am just not going to let that impede my happiness any longer, which is really good. But she is thinking, boy, this masculine energy is sure taking a long, 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 long time to show me the love that I know that he really does feel. And I'm aware that there is this perfectionistic energy in both of us that kind of keeps pushing that coming together, that manifestation of that love further and further into the future, instead of allowing it to be just present right now. And that's kind of a frustrating feeling for her. But this is what she sees coming. The Four of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. So she sees deep feelings, the ability to communicate heartfelt expression, engagement, and stability in relationships in her future. And I think that's why she's just surrendering to the slow moving energy to a certain extent, and just being like, I can't keep waiting to have the material fulfillment and happiness I desire in this life. I can't keep waiting for like my person to bring that to me. I know they love me. I know that it's solid and reliable. They might not be here right now, but I'm just going to be happy in this present moment with the way that things are. And I know that that behavior is going to bring me what I actually desire, which is for my person to say, I love you, you're beautiful, your kindness and compassion and your generosity and your sensitivity and your emotional maturity and development and your ability to navigate, all of that is inspiring to me. I want to reflect that back to you. I want to be committed to you. I want to be with you. So she really does see that coming for her in her future if she just keeps going one foot at a time, not focusing on the lovers, not focusing on that connection, but just knowing that it's there and then making her way into that future, which is really beautiful. We're seeing the Knight of Cups in reverse with the Ten of Cups upright, and it's right below the Ten of Pentacles. So we have all of this completion energy, material and spiritual fulfillment here. And the irony being, the whole time Divine Feminine thought the only way she was going to feel an appreciation of what she had or what she was capable of, or her friends and all the things around her, just her life as it was, she thought the only way that she was going to have that fulfillment is if the masculine brought her this cup of love. And he failed to do that. And even though he was not able to bring her that cup, she still feels this really happy, positive energy in her life, and it's not perfect. It's not like she never feels frustrated by the wishy-washy energy she experienced from the person she was focused on, or by the lack of movement in the connection. but it doesn't take away her joy. It doesn't completely take away her ability to see all of the things that she does have, the things she has been able to manifest, the comfort and security that she does have, and that's really beautiful. This current energy, we have here the World card and the Five of Wands. I love to see it. And the Three of Swords. So there has been this impasse, this block. It's been very stubborn. But the time of that, that stagnant, stuck energy, it's over. And it has to do with the healing of the heart, the healing of rejection wounds, of abandonment wounds, of those kinds of things that kept perpetrating this stagnant energy. That's done. She has completed some kind of a karmic cycle. She has let go of any third-party energy that was in the way of her feeling like she could be fully vulnerable, like she could have all the things she wanted in the world. Whatever it was that was standing in the way of her making really healthy choices, that is gone. And it's taken a long time because we saw that Knight of Pentacles above it. But she's not worried anymore about third-party energy. It's not something that keeps her up at night. She's let that go, and it's not holding her back, which is beautiful. The final cards we're seeing, wow, the Two of Wands in reverse again, just like so, and the Six of Coins. So there is this sense of no more waiting for reciprocation. If I'm going to invest time and energy, I will see that time and energy invested back to me. If I don't see it, I don't wait. That's it. There's no more like, well, let me just see if this will work out. There might be circumstances that keep her out of a new connection. I'm getting a sense there might be like this feeling of like, well, I'm not in any other connection right now, but it's not because I'm waiting for my person to do something. It's because I'm actually allowing my divine plan to unfold and bring me to the person who's capable of reciprocating. If it's that twin flame person that I was focusing on, great. If it's not, also great. There's a full release of that desire to remain in a holding pattern with someone. We love that. All right, we're going to go back and look at her healing oracles after, but let's go over now to the Divine Masculine energy and take a look and see what we have here for the Divine Masculine. Overall headspace, we're using the, what's this deck? The Hermetic Tarot, that's what it's called. I forgot for a minute. And the Wild Unknown in the heart space. And we're getting the Six of Pentacles for the masculine energy. And then the Page, or the Daughter of Cups, which we saw in the Divine Feminine reading. There was a Page of Cups in the TikTok reading today, and it's here in the masculine reading as well. So, Divine Masculine energy is really feeling true love and wanting to reciprocate that true love back. He's feeling this, he's almost humbled in this feeling of like, my Divine Feminine has been so pure of heart and just so sweet and innocent and so loving and kind for this entire journey, no matter whether she's received breadcrumbs, even if when I haven't been generous with her, she's still maintained this energy of true love. And it's time for me to give back that same devotion that she has shown me. Underlying all his thoughts and desires, the Two of Wands. So that is the Six of Pentacles, which we just saw here. We're only 4 cards in, and we have all these duplicates, and 3 cards with the Two of Wands. And then of course we're seeing the Sun card, which is that happiness, enlightenment, illumination, inner child healing, beautiful energy. So Divine Masculine in the headspace, he is really thinking, I asked for my soul mate. And in the heart space, we're saying, I feel that I have found that fire within, that confidence to finally cross paths, to finally, because this is that restless energy of like, the world in the palm of your hand, of like giving yourself what you desire. I know, I can see, I am so happy to realize that this divine feminine energy is truly my soulmate, truly my counterpart, truly what I have asked for. And there's that Mars and Aries energy coming from that card too. So it's a timely card for this current time, although this is a timeless reading. But that can mean that no matter what the astrology is doing right now, whenever you see this reading, this time is ideal for your divine masculine energy. The first thing on this masculine's mind, I knew this reading was going to be wild today. We have the Princess of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles energy, and the Two of Cups. So he is absolutely thinking, I'm going to make an offer to have a physical meetup. Those paths crossing, look again, Two of Wands energy coming from those crossing paths. But I'm absolutely going to make some kind of a real world gesture and initiate some kind of a physical meetup with Divine Feminine, have some kind of a date. I want to have a conversation. I want to express what's in these cups. In some cases, having a gift to bring, could be a ring, even something that's going to grow into something more profound. But the masculine energy is absolutely feeling ready, willing, able, and wants to do it, wants to make it happen. Wow, okay. We have in the headspace of the current energy, the Foolish Man. In the heart space, we have the Knight of Cups, which came out in the masculine's TikTok reading today. I think it was the first cup, and there was the first card, and there was some talk in that reading about the wishy-washy behavior for the masculine. So he's really seeing how foolish he was to have ever waffled, to have ever kind of let his emotions sort of, go up and down rather than just be stable and consistent like the Knight of Pentacles that's in the current energy for the feminine. My straw is broken in this. I dropped it at some point and it's totally busted now. So he's really seeing that he was foolish in the past. And now, because of that, he wants to make up for this. And he wants to take this leap and bring this cup to the Divine Feminine. Take the risk. He doesn't care. Throw caution to the wind and just dive right into this new beginning and this new life with this intention to commit, because swans do commit for life. And that's the second swan we're seeing today. What did Divine Feminine see on her side in the future? She saw the Four of Wands, the engagement, which masculine's definitely considering. She saw the Eight of Wands, communication and full expression of love, right? Through that Queen of Cups energy, the nurturing energy, the beauty, whatever. Divine Masculine sees that same thing pretty much, because we're seeing him with the Queen of Cups here, the Justice card, and the Queen of Cups. So this is complete union of heart and mind, that Divine Feminine is beautiful. She is kind, caring, generous, loving, compassionate, able to navigate her emotions, filled with love, and really good at expressing those emotions. And then we're seeing Justice. So he is wanting to match the feminine in her energy, and that is what she sees happening. So he wants to do justice to this beautiful queen who has really just maintained this love for him all this time. And I do think that at one point maybe he thought someone else had these qualities, and he's realizing that the only one who truly has these qualities is his Divine Feminine, and he wants to commit to her. We're then seeing the Wheel of Fortune and the Son of Wands, which would be the Knight of Wands energy. So this is somebody who's ready to roll the dice and just go ahead and risk everything to have that fortune. And it's time to just sweep Divine Feminine off her feet. It's time to really draw attention to the intense, passionate feelings that he has for her, and to transform that wishy-washy energy into that swift moving, spontaneous, just go for it type of an energy that requires a lot of bravery. Oh my God. Okay, in the same position of the current energy, we have the World card and the Three of Swords. In the same position in that energy of the Divine Feminine. So there's definitely union here. 100% union. If you thought there wasn't union today, you were wrong. Well, I guess it depends on where you are in your journey. But for those of you that are, really resonating with this reading, and you know that you've done a lot of work. Now, I really want to make sure you understand that if you haven't really put in a lot of work, and I mean a lot of work, I don't mean like a couple of months of work or even a year of work. This is probably years of work. If you've done years of self-care, finding your passions, learning about your triggers, understanding like what makes you healthy, choosing to love your body, all of those really important things that you're getting a lot of messages about when you're awakened, then you are likely at this place where you are coming into union. But if you have only had a few months pass since you've learned about all of these things, if you've only had, just like a relatively short amount of time since you were in this relationship with somebody and you broke it off, or since you discovered this person, I would guess that the union that you're going to experience is much more about your thoughts and your feelings. The ability to believe with your mind the feelings that you have and feel and interpret your thoughts by analyzing your feelings so that you can understand how you're creating the reality that is all around you. So for those of you that are, however, coming into union, it's definitely here right now, because this is the end of suffering. It's the end of sorrow. It's the end of pain. I feel tears coming up of joy and relief. Maybe on the masculine's part, or maybe it's me, my ego, but whatever it is, it's coming up right now that this time of suffering is over and you don't have to suffer anymore. It's done. The masculine energy is done with that. And what's really shocking about that is we have the Foolish Man here, which is the 0 in the major arcana, and the World, which is the highest arcana card. It's the end of the major arcana cards. So it's literally the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. And it's the end of any third party energy that has been involved in the connection. It's the end of suffering, heartbreak, sorrow, and the end of separation. That will not stand any longer. It is done. The final cards we have here are the Ace of Pentacles and the Devil card. And I do think that in some cases where we have two queens, there may be another, like a baby mama involved. And that karmic relationship is done. It's no longer going to impede the masculine's ability to come forward and give an offer. But what I am seeing is that this masculine is very nervous, very jittery, feels like he's on hot coals here, because he wants to take that Page of Pentacles energy and actually say, will you be with me? Will you be committed to me forever? Will you marry me? That kind of an energy. I do think there is an excitement, also probably a sexual energy of being able to experience pleasure with the feminine finally, something that has been withheld because of circumstances. Wow. Okay. Let's do the oracles. Divine Feminine. All right, so I was planning to connect these two cards together today. We're getting Anger for the feminine, which is a very Aries energy, and Camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, and make memories. So Divine Feminine, I'm seeing some anger coming up, some triggering happening that needs to kind of be processed and let go of and released. Red is the most primal and attention-grabbing of all colors. It's a pure color in that no other colors can be combined to create it. It's correlated with the root energy center of the body. Not me doing root chakra Reiki for the last couple of weeks, which is connected to grounding and survival. Red is often associated with excitement, strength, lust, anger, and aggression. Some studies have shown that wearing red may increase your chance of winning when playing sports. As the color of blood, deep crimson red is also often associated with pain. Astrologically, red is associated with Mars, which we're in the Aries season. The red planet, which owes its name to the Roman god of war. Where Mars falls in your astrological chart can determine how you react during conflict. Drawing red cards from this deck signals an almost primordial energy, so fiery and strong that it cannot be ignored. And when mostly red cards are drawn in a multi-card reading, it means that you are being asked to pause and register these powerful feelings and ask how best to deal with this influx of energy. How can you make that energy work for you in a way that's both grounded and productive? And how can you bask in its vibrancy without burning out? This card represents an acknowledgement that anger is a natural part of life. It is okay to feel angry. But what can you do with the immense amount of energy that comes with it? How can you transform anger into something helpful for yourself or others? So Divine Feminine, taking the anger that you have from the past, this can be from wounds received in childhood. It can be wounds that you received during the journey that you've been on with your person. But how can you take that anger and use the energy in a more positive way so that you can make new memories with your person that won't be colored, pun intended, by the anger that you have felt from, maybe having had to wait or certain things that happened that disappointed you, whatever it is. That's probably some of the last work that needs to be done. Just, release any anger you might have. You are getting Take a Leap of Faith, which with that Fool card coming out for the masculine is definitely in the air right now. It is number 30, and this card says, right now you are poised to jump up into the next level of your life and move forward into something even better than you could have ever imagined. When Grasshopper Spirit appears, it is a fortuitous time to take a leap into the unknown. For Grasshopper Spirit represents the innovative spirit that says, why not? And has faith in the powers of co-creation. You are being called to trust that this is the right time to go with that idea, relationship, or situation. Take risks, for abundance in all forms will show up for you. Wondrous things await when Grasshopper Spirit appears. You are not going to go backward, so listen to your intuition rather than your fearful ego that resists any change and clings worriedly to what was. Luck is on your side. Jump up and forward with confidence, for Spirit has so much in store for you if you only take that leap. So take that leap of faith. You heard what's coming from the masculine side. Take that leap of faith and believe that that is really what is coming for you, and watch what happens. You're also getting Round and Round, which I totally associate with the World card as well, which came out twice today. But 25 is the number of this card, and your message is the appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you're standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. Now, this is really interesting too because you got the anger card, but I'm thinking personally, and I've been reading for over 3 years, And one of the things that I have experienced is seeing a reading like this and personally having my own ego get very excited and being like, my masculine is going to do something. And then, experiencing the disappointment of being at an earlier stage of the journey, as I expressed to some of you who may be there right now, and end up being angry, and even taking that out on the other person in some cases. And now having this experience of seeing a message like this and feeling much different and being at a different place as I receive it, and kind of really knowing that it's absolutely going to happen for me, probably today or tomorrow. And even if it didn't, though, not having the same kind of, fear or doubt or anger that accompanied the experience as I would have had it in the past. If you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you are being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attraction to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be part of your journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? What are the familiar signs and your responses to them when you find yourself in a repeat pattern of the past? It's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and cease going round and round. If you really think you could use support at this time, please don't hesitate to sign up for a one-on-one session with me. We can do anything from readings to spiritual nourishment session. If you want to work on your health, your wellness, your relationship to foods, if you want to work on your following your passions or career, instead of getting a reading about a person, change the energy up and get a reading about you and take that opportunity to do something different so that you can experience something different. Your self-care for this week is meditate. So after this is over, after you have listened to this reading, I want you to meditate 15 minutes, and you can use any modality that works for you. If you are a person that's like, oh, I can't meditate, do the dishes and just be very present while you're doing the dishes, or go for a walk, or pet your dog, but do something where your thoughts just kind of come up and you don't react to them. So if you have this thought of oh, I need to get this or that done, you just go, okay, thinking, but just do something to kind of be in the present moment, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your body, be aware of your breathing, and don't get too hooked by any of the thoughts that are kind of spinning around. Your mantra is, wrong page. That's not your mantra, but your mantra is, I am at peace. I am at peace. If you would like to journal, your journal prompts are: what blocks, real or imagined, prevent you from meditating? And what practical steps can you take toward removing these blocks? So what blocks prevent me from meditating, and what practical steps can I take to remove these blocks? Divine Feminine. All right, Masculine, let's take a look at your side. We have protection here and separation. Sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning and unsure of the future. So the separation for the masculine energy has been a form of protection. He has been protecting himself with this energy. That is all the separation has been about for the masculine. And as we saw in his reading, he's done doing that. The World card and the Three of Swords card show us that this masculine is no longer going to be engaging in behaviors that protect him from what he desires. As with all colors, our associations with black are varied and complex. The link between black, death, and the underworld goes back to ancient culture. Many gods and goddesses of the underworld are represented by the color black, including the ancient Egyptian god of the afterlife, Anubis, and Kali, the Hindu goddess of death and time, among other things. These associations with death can elicit feelings of fear, but that's just one perspective. Like white, black can be understood either as the absence of all light, no color, or all colors together in harmony when mixing pigments together. For the ancient Egyptians, black also represented fertility. Black is often used in spell work that has to do with protection and can be useful in absorbing negative energy. In this deck, black is an invitation to step into a new phase of your life. When black cards come up in a reading, think of the intense opportunity that they bring, whether to create space for newness or to cultivate change. The essence of the protection card is about feeling personally safe and protected as you navigate through life. It asks you to find the delicate balance of pushing yourself through fearful, anxious situations while also feeling secure. This card asks how you can feel protected during those scary situations. Does it mean reaching out to others or just making sure that you are grounded in the present? How can you move forward while feeling safe? So Divine Masculine, how can you keep yourself in separation to protect yourself, but how can you move forward out of separation while feeling safe? What will make you feel safe in that experience? Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. This is number 35. Oh, it's another 35. In nature, the koala moves slowly through the branches of the eucalyptus tree, leisurely chewing the leaves, reminding us that life is not a race or a competition. Chasing around after every distraction can keep us from recognizing that we have all we need and that Spirit will always be there with gifts to sustain us. You are being asked to trust that by moving slowly with faith in the abundance that is everywhere, surrendering to a power greater than yourself, you will be able to experience the manifestation of your desire. As you take your time enjoying the riches available to you right now, sitting peacefully, you begin to radiate the joy and abundance you seek. Spirit is here to help you discover happiness, pleasure, and contentment. And the sun comes out right now as I'm saying this. All gifts that are yours now and in the future. Have faith and trust in Spirit's plan for you and know that you are loved and cherished. I love that, masculine. Beautiful energy. The energy of serendipity is also here for you today, number 18. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so much. Spirit has a plan, and that plan is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey, someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands. Pay attention to the signs Spirit presents. You are in the right place at the right time. Be grateful for the stars are aligned in your favor and fortune is smiling on you. Victory and success are yours. The choices you have made in the past have prepared you for the opportunities right now before you. This is your lucky moment and the timing is perfect. And then you're getting the music card. I love that. 37. Your mantra is, my heart sings the song of truth. My heart sings the song of truth. And your journal prompt is, what do you think your choices in music say about you? So the music you listen to, the music you play, what do you think that says about you? You can journal about that, explore that a little bit, and see where you are energetically. Today was a gorgeous reading. The sun is now shining after it's been raining today. It's actually quite cold. It was 81 yesterday, and now it's pretty chilly. I'm like snuggled up in my little fleece jacket here. But thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you again on Wednesday. Hopefully, I'm back into the swing of things now. Again, just bear with me as I start to really honor the fact that I do have a few health conditions that do make things a little more difficult for me. And it's not just laziness. I definitely will try to keep up with my schedule though. So I will see you again Wednesday. And of course, always on TikTok. Tomorrow is my day off, and I shall be enjoying it here in my hometown with my family, just hanging out and relaxing, which I look forward to very much. So have a gorgeous day today, everybody.